Welcome to this week's update. What can you do with a law degree? A lot more than most students realize. That's why the Pre-Law Association hosted a panel discussion Wednesday evening in the Alumni House with 4 practicing attorneys from Gaston and Mecklenburg counties. The panel included alumnus Will Esser, a civil litigator from Parker Poe Law Firm, Rochelle Ramirez, a public defender from Gaston County, Mary Suma, General Counsel of North Carolina Values Coalition, and Robert Gleason, a retired Army JAG officer and military judge. In a discussion facilitated by Professor Steve Ward, himself a retired North Carolina Assistant District Attorney, the panelists explained why they chose the legal field and how they have applied their legal education and training in various career paths. A great event for our students. The Abbey Players are opening Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat this weekend. Joseph is a vibrant, family-friendly musical that tells the biblical story of Joseph, his brothers, and the amazing coat that ignites his prophetic journey from Canaan to Egypt. Tickets are going fast, so get yours now. Professors Chris Tomaszewski and Catherine Nolan represented the philosophy department and Abbey at the American Catholic Philosophic Association annual meeting this past weekend. Dr. Tomaszewski gave a talk on survival after death, and Dr. Nolan is on the executive council for the association. Dr. Dan Hutchinson, professor and chair of history, gave a lecture this past weekend at the North Carolina State Society for Politics, Economics, and Law. The talk was entitled Building the Old North State, the Gastons of New Bern, and the Revolutionary Founding of North Carolina. Great insights into the beginnings of North Carolina. Thank you, Dr. Hutchinson. Last Friday, Dr. Alessandro Ravati, the chair of the theology department, and Jake Moore, one of our theology and philosophy majors, spoke at an ecumenical conference on the role of the ordained ministry in and for the church, organized by the McDaniel Yoder Center for Theology and Gordon Cornwell Theological Seminary in Charlotte. Fellow Abbey students were in attendance for this conversation with interfaith theologians who agreed and sometimes disagreed, but all still a gift from God. Thank you, Alessandro, for your leadership. In athletics, field hockey player Sarah Schumacher was named SAC Defensive Player of the Year, an outstanding accomplishment, and her teammates, goalkeeper Lily Willard, forward Hallie Leatherman, defender Cecilia Mueller, and midfielder Chloe Kaiser were all named All-Conference. Congrats to all. And finally, I'd like to recognize the efforts of Debbie Windley, Phil Brock, and all the college relations team who are working so hard now to bring the future of the arts to Gaston County. The Visual and Performing Arts Center remains on the horizon, and the foundational fundraising is happening now. Debbie has led the effort to bring the Gaston County arts community together to fund a top-flight facility for the Abbey and for the county. The collaboration we're seeing is so promising that someday soon Gaston County will have the venue to showcase our community's talent to all. With that, have a great weekend, and until next time, God bless.